for joining in on today's session. My name is Sharon, and I'll be going over studying in the US, talking about financing, scholarships, and working in the US as an international student. Just a little bit about me. Like I mentioned, my name is Sharon, and I work at the University of Houston, Victoria as an international recruitment coordinator. I'm Indian American, so I was born and raised in Houston, Texas, and I also was a student at UHB. I have my bachelor's from UHB in psychology and my master's in higher education from UHB as well. And I've been working for the past 6 years, serving college students, and helping them throughout their journey, their educational journey. And so I love what I do, and especially now that I get to work with international students for over a year and a half, it's been a joy being able to assist you guys. And I hope that I get to work with you guys in the future as well. So, just a little bit about what we're going to talk about before we get started. I want you guys to know that, when you're thinking about coming to study in the US, really remember that, your journey is unique to someone else's. You are unique. You have unique needs and wants and expectations. And so you want to make this college journey unique to you. So the amazing thing about the US is it's a destination to be whatever you want to be. You can be where you can be, and you can study whatever you want to study. And so it's really awesome because the sky is your limit, honestly. And so being able to come here and study, it's a huge blessing in life, I would say. And it's something that you're going to be able to look back and be grateful for, especially as you move on in your journey in life. So just a few things on kind of some basic things to understand the different types of colleges and universities in the US. We have different types of schools, and so when you're looking for a school, you can kind of find out what kind of school it is from the name, from their history or mission statement. It's probably one of the first things that you will learn about a school. Community colleges, technical colleges are typically 2-year schools, so they have associate degrees. And a university typically has a 4-year bachelor's degree, even master's degree as well. Right now, there are a lot of community colleges across the nation in the US that are starting to allow 4-year programs as well. So you want to find, a school if you want to start off at a community college, students do that. If you want to transfer, from community college after your first 2 years or once you get your associate's degree, you can transfer to a 4-year university and finish off the last 2 years of your bachelor's degree. There's so many different ways that you can do this, but you want to know the different types of colleges and universities that are in the US, because everything does have a different price tag as well. The tuition and fees does vary between a community college versus a private university or a public university. So it's really good to kind of know what kind of schools are out there, what kind of schools you're interested in. So as far as when you start researching and to find your fit, you definitely want to look at, okay, is my major at this university? Is this a big school? Is this a small school? So kind of find out what your, like criteria is, or what is your checklist of what you want in a university. Because for some students, you want to be able to have that one-on-one attention. For other students, they may be okay with not having that, and being in a larger classroom. But I will say that personal attention piece really is meaningful and really helpful for international students, especially when you're moving away from home and you're coming to the US to study. It is a huge adjustment, it's a huge change. And so when you have, a smaller classes, you have people that that you see around campus often, your go-to people. It does help you in your journey for sure to feel more at ease. You want to look at the safety of that campus. You want to look at the job placement. Are there, any career services websites or career services department offered at the institution that you're looking at, and see, okay, is there job fairs? Is there, what kind of guidance does that institution offer for me to move on to the next part of life and looking for jobs and internships and things like that. And then you for sure want to make sure it's a return on your investment. Is this a program worth investing? Like if you have to take out a lot of loans for it, how many years is it going to take for you to pay it back? And what is the earning potential on jobs in this kind of field? So these are all things to think about or to consider when you are um looking for a university. And so like I mentioned earlier, remember, like, don't follow what everyone else is doing. Do something, unique. Look at what, like, go and do your own research. Go and explore for yourself, because you're someone who has unique needs and unique wants. And so it just means that you're on this process or track to find the best fit for you. Now, as far as the application process, these are different things that are involved typically in an application process. So, there are application fees. You have to think about how many schools am I going to apply to, especially when each school has a certain fee. You want to look at, okay, how much am I going to spend on just applying to schools, right? What are the application requirements? So these are things that you can work with recruiters at these institutions about. You can ask about, okay, what's the minimum GPA? What are the test scores? What other documents do I have to submit? But these list of documents or requirements are pretty typical for a lot of institutions in the US. And you want to also look at, okay, do I have to put a down payment? What deposits do I have to make? Is there a wait list for this kind of program? What are the acceptance rates? So you want to be able to learn a lot from the institution as a prospective student while you're going through the admissions process. And so one of the biggest things is you want to be able to know, is this institution going to help you transition? Meaning, are they going to guide you throughout the whole admissions process? Are they going to be able to answer all your questions and respond to you in a timely manner? So you want to be able to take advantage of all the opportunities that they give to do, virtual sessions, orientations. There's a lot of virtual appointment bookings that we have. And so you want to be able to know, how can I contact this institution and how can I reach out to them? And when I reach out, are they going to be able to help me and guide me to get to where I want to be? Okay. Now we're talking about funding and scholarship. So every institution provides some kind of funding or scholarship. And the main thing about it is you have to look at, what all is available there, because it could be different for each campus. So for, our campus, I would say we have on-campus employment. We do offer, opportunities to get in-state tuition. We have different types of scholarships and more. And so you want to research the institution, apply early, and look at the different types of funding that's there, because everything is not merit-based. There are some schools that have automatic scholarships. Some schools have athletic, if you're an athlete that's being recruited to come play for a school, and so you want to look and see what opportunities are there, how much of these scholarship is going to help me towards the total cost, and then what is the balance that I have to pay out of pocket. So those are like some practical things that will kind of help you prepare financially. And so you want to look at, each school's criteria for the scholarship as well, because it's different. Like, for example, for many universities that I know, they require students to be admitted before they start applying for scholarships. So you definitely want to kind of figure out what are the schools that you're looking at, because you need to put all the work and effort to get admitted first, and then to be able to apply for scholarship. Okay. Now about working. So working in the US, so you can look for different types of jobs as an international student. So you can do on-campus paid jobs, there's on-campus paid internships, there's volunteering options, and there's off-campus work options. So it just as an international student, unless if you're on curriculum practical training, you may not be able to work off campus, but majority of that happens, on campus. So a lot of the work experience that you can get outside of an internship will be, from the university, from opportunities that the universities will give you in order to get some more experience, in order to maybe get more pocket change, if anything. So some of the different places you can work on campus, think about any of the, departments on a typical college campus. We have the tutoring center, the dining hall, we have the career center, even some of the academic schools, especially for our institution, does hire our students. And in those kind of jobs, you'll be able to make, anywhere between $7.50 to $15. And, as an international student with the F1 visa in the US, students can work, uh, during the session for 20 hours a week. When school's out of session, you're able to work 40 hours a week. And so that's kind of how that goes. Now for internships, internships are super important. I cannot stress that enough, you guys. You definitely want to look at an institution that's going to help you get an internship, whether it's a virtual internship or whether it's physically being there. Especially due to COVID, there's a lot more virtual options that are also very beneficial and good to put on your resume if something in person is not going to be there are available. And so these type of internships can lead to future jobs. And so a lot of times employers do prefer hiring graduates or students who have multiple internship opportunities or experiences. So that's something that you should also think about when you're looking for a school. In addition to everything that I mentioned, you want to know what it takes from start to finish. Do your research, can you work and maintain good grades? Have I done enough research about the program I'm wanting to go to? Definitely think about the type of program. Like, is this what I want to do? Or is it something that maybe my parents wanted me to do and I'm deciding to do it? You even want to think about, is this whole process realistic? And what do I do if my visa doesn't get approved? What is my backup plan? So these are all different things that you should think about, as a student for sure. Because it's always good to have a backup plan. It's always good to be prepared for what could possibly come. And it's good to know like the whole admissions process, the visa process, just like an outline of it, at least so that you know what you're supposed to be doing every step of the way. And then some final tips, just remember that, you have to decide what is best for you. You choose the major and don't choose the major based off of the income potential. Like you never know, what your income potential could be, but don't base it just off of that. Because if it's a field that you're interested in doing, and if you're willing to work hard and put all the effort, the income will come and you'll be able to get to where you want to be with all if you're willing to put in the effort and the planning for it. So the main thing is to do your research. You're your own person. You don't have to follow, your friends or your family to, where they've gone before, or places that you've heard of, but just do your research and give every institution, an open chance to be able to be a good fit for you. And, especially when it comes to attending, college or university, this whole journey or experience is to gain knowledge, life, and professional experience. It's not going to be a time where you know everything and you know everything that's happening. And so you just want to make sure that you do your research and that you're willing to learn and you're open to learning and adjusting, because it is a huge adjustment, but there's such a huge learning curve that happens within this whole process coming as a student. And like I mentioned, definitely do have a backup plan because the visa is not guaranteed to everyone. And so, whatever path that is meant for you, like that'll all come together. But definitely put your best foot forward when you're going through the whole process of admissions and visa, especially, when you're looking at universities or colleges in the US. So, real briefly, I'm going to go over some information about my institution, UHB. So, just a few things about UHB I want to cover is we are an affordable institution. So, in the state of Texas, we rank number 5 for affordability. We offer personal attention. And so, I remember when I was a student, my classes were very small, and it was really nice because the professor knew my name, and I was able to actually have a good relationship with the professor, and I didn't feel like a number. And that's one of the greatest things about our institution, having the small classes. Even though we started off as a small institution, we're growing rapidly. And so we have more buildings and support systems for our students in place so that we can better support you. Then the location is also very convenient. We're located in Victoria, Texas. Victoria, Texas is a small town about 30 miles from the Gulf of Mexico. And so Victoria is 2 hours away from San Antonio, Austin, Corpus Christi, and Houston. So there's four or at least two big major cities around Victoria. And so you're able to, kind of get everything in any direction, especially with Victoria. And with the location, it's so convenient. It's such a small, cute town, and everything you can get to within 15 to 20 minutes max. Everything is close by. There's no traffic. It's so great, especially living as a student there. And then definitely, it's an experience at UHB. We definitely have a lot of programs and student engagement aspects in place for you guys. And so we always let our students know to get involved on campus, and that's really what enhances the experience for our students. So we have multiple organizations and clubs, and the more that our students get involved in those, the more exciting and the more involved the students are with the university, and then the more they feel connected as well. Like I mentioned, this is kind of, it'll kind of give you an idea of where we are in the map. And so as far as the weather, Victoria, it's very warm summers, mild winters, we don't get snow. And so rarely here and there in Houston, Victoria will get snow. And so, but most of the time it's pretty warm year round. I do have a little video for you guys real quick, and I hope you guys are able to see it and hear it. Okay, so just some programs and different things about us. We have about 4,500 students at UHB. Now that we're, getting closer to fall, we have about 4,900 since last fall. About 138 international students from, I believe, about 45 different countries. Our student to faculty ratio is 18-1. So, like I was mentioning earlier, you can probably tell how small our classes are. And as far as scholarships, our scholarships for international students range from $3,000 to $10,000. It can go up to about $12,000 if students are able to get a graduate assistantship. And we offer a lot of different programs. Some of our top programs, I would say, is business. We have a CSB accreditation, which basically is an acronym for this organization that has a really the highest accreditation for a great business program. And then we also do have computer science. We have biomedical sciences as a graduate program. We have computer science for both undergraduate and graduate programs. Forensic psychology and counseling psychology is pretty big as well. And so we have kind of a little bit of everything that you can pick from. And then for students who are interested in the medical field, we have students who do bachelor's in biology or master's in biomedical sciences, and those two programs do help students kind of prepare to go to medical school afterwards. But yeah, we definitely have excellent programs, and so our faculty is always willing to talk to our students as well. As far as why UHB, I covered a lot of this, a lot of reasons why to attend, but I'll definitely say something for me personally since I did go there as a student and I lived in the dorms and I ate the dining hall food and I went on the shuttle bus and did kind of the whole student experience. And even though I was an international student, still being someone from a different culture, it was such an amazing experience for me. We have such a diverse campus, an inclusive campus, and it's really awesome to see everyone come together. And I feel like for each student, no one really felt left out. Each student had their own group of people who kind of still talk to other groups of students, and so it was nice to kind of just see everyone, coming together and working together and just honestly just trying to succeed in their programs and just do their best at UHB. So it's really nice, and everyone who's there is so kind and very welcoming. So it was a definitely good experience for me, and I can definitely say that that's why I feel like it's easy for me to recruit for UHB just because there's so many amazing opportunities and people on campus who are ready to help you out and make a difference, in your educational journey. Like I mentioned earlier, definitely want to take part in internships. We do offer internships like on campus as well, like with our academic schools or with our professors, as well as, internships that are off campus. So, we have our career services department. We have a job board platform. It's called Jobs for Jags. We do have a virtual internship platform, which is really awesome. We've recently had a student get a internship in Germany. It's a virtual internship, and so we're super excited about that. So even in the midst of a pandemic, our students are able to get those experiences. We do have housing, and so we do have about 4 or 5. We have a brand new dorm. I think that's our fifth one, but we have about 4 or 5 different dorms. Kind of varies from apartment style and then a traditional dorm. But it's really awesome how they designed it. It's really awesome how much amenities are there for our students so that you're able to relax and have a good time. We have a new student center, which is a lot of space for you guys to study and meet as for student organizations to meet, as well as other student clubs that have offices and computer space. And so a lot of different amenities to kind of let you guys do your thing. And then we do have short-term programs. We have study abroad and exchange programs as well. We have different partnerships with different institutions, around the world, where we have students come as exchange students and, from their institution, and one of our students goes there. So it's really awesome because it's a huge learning experience for all of us. One of the main things that I do want to let you know, it's kind of cliche, is that we're here for you. So at UHB, you're a student, you're not a statistic. And so the thing is, like, there's going to be so many groups of people wanting to help you, and especially as you're making your first couple of steps into the admissions process, you'll probably hear from the admissions and student recruitment team. You'll hear from us from international programs, assisting you and guiding you through the whole process. There's new student orientation, the student success coaches that work with our students as well. So there's different groups of people on campus that you automatically get to start working with as you begin your journey with us. And so it's a little picture of some of our staff. And we just want to encourage you to really, reach out to us if you have any questions. We have different testimonials from our students. Here you can see Arushi. Arushi graduated in 2019, and she actually works right now at Stanford. And so she's doing really great. And so even for, Arushi, she worked really, really hard and did very well at UHB. So for all of our international students, you guys all have the same opportunity to excel and succeed, and we're here to guide you in the right direction. We have a slogan that we say, we call it "Make Your Mark," and so that's UHB's kind of slogan. And so we want you to make your mark here at UHB and make your mark, everywhere that you go in the world. A few highlights again about some of the things that we covered. These are the different programs that we have for international students. So really do look at that. If you see something that you're interested in, definitely reach out to us. We have test optional, and we're not going to use exams or scores for scholarships. So the SAT, the ACT, that's waived. The GRE and GMAT is also waived as well. Recommendation letters are not required for admissions. So, and then also scholarships, we do, for our merit scholarship, we do look at, the resume, the personal statement, and the, your transcript with the grades. So it just depends really on who's selected as a recipient. But the main thing that we value so much is that personal statement. So if you feel like your GPA is not exactly where you want it to be, definitely do look at, definitely spend more time on the personal statement so that you can increase your chances in getting scholarship. We do have graduate and teaching assistantships, which is such an awesome opportunity to work with the academic school and certain professors, in the courses. And then you definitely want to know the deadlines, which is the scholarship deadline for the fall is June 15th, and it's November 15th for the spring. And so even to apply, our priority deadline is for fall, June 15th, and spring, it's November 15th. Like I mentioned earlier, we do have on-campus and off-campus employment and internship program. And so all the skills that you would need, all the tools, all the guidance, we're able to give that to you, if you definitely consider coming to UHB as your destination university. If you guys are interested in reaching out to us, definitely the best way is to email us at international@uhb.edu. I work with all of the prospective students. And so, your email will get, forwarded to me, and I'll get to start working with you right away. But thank you so much for this opportunity to be able to present. It's been so great. And I'm going to pass it on to my colleague now.
Thank you so much, Sharon, for that very insightful, informative presentation. Lots of great questions for you guys to start thinking about as you prepare for your future. And as Sharon mentioned, research. Research is so important. It provides you an opportunity to kind of form your own perspective on the situation. by gathering data from a variety of different sources and then making an informed decision as a result of all of that. So definitely great advice there. My name is Vince Watson. I'm a senior recruitment manager here at University Canada West, and I'm going to be continuing on and sharing with you helpful information for planning for your finances, studying particularly in Canada. But I'm also going to go a step further and share with you some of the existing services that we provide to students um, to be able to support them with their finances as well. So with that said, I'm just going to take a moment here to share my presentation with you guys, and then I'll keep things going right along. Please bear with me. It is 6:30 in the morning here in Vancouver. I've been up since 5 a.m. Haven't had a chance to grab a coffee yet. It's been go, go, go. So I'm in zombie mode right now, but it's gonna go. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna get through this, guys. But just bear with me if I might stumble on a few words or anything like that. Okay, so introducing you guys to University Canada West. So just first of all, a little message from our president. Just tells you a little bit about who we are as a university. We offer dynamic learning environment, personal attention, which is so important, competitive tuition rates, as well as scholarships that recognize academic excellence. So as I mentioned before, um, different scholarship opportunities available here at University of Canada West. In fact, we are one of the only universities across Canada that offers scholarships to international students. Yep, do your research. No kidding. So moving right along, just to share a little bit about us. We are a growing university, one of the fastest growing universities in Canada. Currently, we're at over 4,000 students on our two campuses located in the heart of downtown Vancouver. On those two campuses, we have over 90 different countries represented, so very diverse population of students, as you can see. And as you may be aware, currently our on-campus courses are being hosted virtually in light of the pandemic, but we are planning to reopen our campus, both of our campuses this fall. So we're gearing up to go back to school in the fall, kids. So moving right along, this just shows you a little bit about our student demographic, our breakdown. Fellas, if we have some fellas, some gentlemen, some young men on the line right now, we want to get you guys into school. We're hoping to up this number and get it to 50-50, right? So fellas, start those applications. As you can see, a wide range of age range, as far as age range that study with us. We have students in high school, and obviously we have younger students just starting out university. But the reason why this number is so low, 16-year-old, is because we offer short-term programs that students can take as early as high school. So we do have quite a few students who enroll with us even prior to graduating high school and then transferring, well, not necessarily transferring, but enrolling with us for their degree program following their high school completion. And then obviously with our MBA, that attracts more mature students. So students who want to go back to school and get their MBA. A little bit about our breakdown. And then our DLI list. Yes, we are on the DLI list. This is a question we get frequently from international students. So we're just clearing the air. Upon receiving all your enrollment letters, you would be qualified to obtain a Canadian study visa. You are also guaranteed a refund if things do not work out. And should things work out and you successfully complete your program, all of our degree programs are eligible for postgraduate work permit, which means that you will be able to remain in Canada on a work permit if your postgrad application is successful. All right. Um, a bit of announcement here, just so you guys are aware. University Canada West has recently been announced as ranked as one of the top 10 best online universities in Canada for 2021, ranked by University Magazine. Now, not just for our courses, but for a variety of reasons, our holistic support and services to our students, not only in the classroom, outside the classroom, making sure that all your needs are looked after. And so as a result, we've been ranked in the top 10. So when you think about all the universities across Canada, and to know that we make that shortlist, it's truly an honor. But moving directly to the conversation, student services, student supports, financing, your education, preparing to study abroad. We're going to dive into that subject matter just a little bit more here. One of the ways that we help our students in financing their degree program are student services. So, Sharon mentioned earlier um, that internships, working while studying, part-time employment, these are some of the most effective ways of, financing your education while you're going to school. But how are you going to get that job? How are you going to find the perfect role for you? How are you going to accomplish that? Well, we have a dedicated career development center on our campus to support you with that. But outside of those services, we also have international student advisors. They're going to help you to navigate the challenges of immigration. We all know, immigrating to a brand new country outside of just the schooling, there's so much more that goes along with that. And so we have a dedicated team of international student advisors to support you with that transition. We also have our Center for Learning Success to make sure that you're obtaining those satisfactory marks that are going to be required of you to maintain your scholarships. And we have an academic advising team, so helping you get into the courses that you need when you need, and moving along towards your graduation in a timely manner. Uh, just going to run through this stuff here because I want to get through some of the most juicy information that I know you guys are looking for in terms of scholarships. But I'm not going to I'm not going to run through too fast because we have social activities, which is one of the things that allows students to feel connected, even though they're studying virtually at this time. All of our services are available online. So if you want to make an appointment with an ISA, with a career advisor, whoever you want to connect with, all of our services are available virtually. And we also have tools that are available to you for free. So when you're putting those resumes together, something like Grammarly is going to help to spell check and make sure that you piece all of that together correctly. And we also have Microsoft Office 365, which is going to help you to stay on top of things, not only with your job search, but also with your schooling. Scholarships. So as you can see here at University Canada West, we offer a wide variety of grants, awards, scholarships. And what this really does, it helps to um, lessen some of the barriers um, for studying abroad. We all know international education is expensive. Um, you know, well, not expensive, but it is pricey. So it's an investment you have to prepare for, right? Again, not only school, but everything that comes outside of school, from booking your plane ticket to paying for your fees associated with your visa application, um, accommodation, deposits, all the little things you need to purchase in preparation to move abroad. So again, we offer regional scholarships as well as academic excellence scholarships. And so this is one of those ways we support our students to make things just a little bit easier for you to make your dreams come true, right? So our regional scholarships, you don't have to apply for. It all depends where you're coming to us from. So you'll see there, we have a European grant, we have America's tuition, we've got a Middle East regional grant, we've got a Southeast Asia regional grant. Commonwealth and of Independent States grant. So you see different grants for different regions, but then also we have academic excellence scholarships, like our second language excellence scholarship. So if you're someone who speaks English as a second language, but you've got exceptional English marks, we want to recognize you for that. And so that's one of the ways that we do that. If you're an MBA candidate with top marks and you've got exceptional business background, we want to recognize you for that as well through our MBA Excellence Scholarship for our students who are coming to us to pursue MBA. So again, a wide variety, and this is just a short list to fit on the slide, by the way. If you want to find more information about additional scholarships, I'd encourage you to visit our booth. We've got the link up there in our booth that connects you right back to our awards and scholarship webpage. And then there's more detailed information in terms of admission requirements and all of those things that you need to obtain a scholarship. So again, one of the only universities here in Canada that's doing this for our students. And it's just making education, international education, a little bit more accessible as a result. We also offer scholarships for domestic students. So let's say you do come to Canada and you obtain your permanent residence. It doesn't end there. You still can qualify for additional scholarships as a domestic student. So something to think about there as well when you do start your studies with us. Career opportunities. I can't stress the importance of practical learning. It's one thing to learn from the textbook and theory and research projects and business models and all of those great things. It is something completely different to be working in industry, working with real professionals, gaining hands-on experience. It is equally important to your education, career opportunities. And it's also one of the best ways to support yourself and finance your education while studying full time. And I'm just gonna take a few moments to just share kind of some of my personal recommendations based on my experience as a former international student. And let's just be honest about it. Listen, guys, you are going to be working while going to school, unless you've got a full scholarship, unless you've got some money set aside that's specifically for you to come to Canada and pursue your degree. Chances are you're going to be working one way or another. And there's nothing wrong with that. But be prepared for that. Understand that there are differences in your home country and Canada, differences in job search techniques, differences in communicating, differences in interviewing process, application process. And so we have a dedicated team in our Career Development Center that's going to support our students with all of these needs. So our team will help you put together a proper resume and cover letter for your application. We're going to help you with interview skills should you get that interview as a result of a successful resume and cover letter. We're going to help you with the interview skills you need. So preparing you for some of those tough questions that you may come across, especially if you're a student with limited to no previous experience. Career advising. Maybe you're at a crossroad and you're considering a different direction or a different career, or maybe you just want more insight. You can make an appointment and learn more about industries and get career advising from an expert. We're also going to teach you how to network. So that's one of the social activities that we host. We have networking events that are hosted virtually, where we provide students with an opportunity to connect with professionals, former directors. Yeah, so networking in Canada is going to be very different than networking in your home country. So something you want to be mindful of and prepared for. But the one thing that I do want to make sure that I touch on is your personal branding, because you may not know how to write a proper cover letter or resume just yet. But most of you do have some kind of social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever it may be. How are you presenting yourself on these platforms? Are your career goals and aspirations meeting the content or aligned with the content that you're putting out into the universe? If not, then it's something you want to take a look at. But if you don't know where to start, we have, as I mentioned, professionals who can help you establish a legitimate personal brand. Essentially, your social media is your personal brand. Employers will creep you. I know you guys have heard that before. Yeah, it happens. They will put your name in Google, and Google shows everything. So, just something to think about. All right, back to the agenda. Working as a student, you are eligible to work while you study. So you can work 20 hours a week if you're studying full time. If you're on a break, maybe a semester break or summer break or winter break, if you are on a break and you are not and you are not studying full time, you are allowed to work full time. So during breaks, there is no limit to the number of hours that you can work. However, when you're studying full time, your number of hours per week while you study is limited to 20 hours. Obviously, we want you to succeed is why that is there. It's to help our students, especially students who are studying full time, to have that work-life balance. But it goes a long way working part time, especially if you're in a professional industry or an internship opportunity. It's just one of those ways where you can, subsidize your tuition by working and helping to pay for your studies. Okay, moving right along. You guys are probably wondering where our students are working. Well, they're not just working at your grocery store. As you can see here, we have students working at Amazon, we have students working at Apple, we have students working in the banking sector, Royal Bank and CIBC. And this is, again, just a short list of some of the top brands where our students are working. But our programs are very employable because we incorporate technology within our business programs. So not just teaching you theory, right? How to do a SWOT analysis, for example, but what tools are available that can also support you with some of that planning and development. So as a result, as I mentioned, coming out of school or even during your studies, our students are very employable because they have those additional skill set in digital marketing and some of those other areas that complement their degree program. And if you're looking for help, maybe you have a startup business idea, or maybe you're just looking to gain insight from industry professionals, or maybe you're looking for internships. We have a next generation hub that can inspire, collaborate, and help you to create your ideas. So, our next generation hub, we're going to be able, as I mentioned, to connect you with industry leaders, faculty experts. If you've got a startup idea, we can help you develop your business plan. We can help connect you with funding opportunities that exist throughout Canada for your business. Lots of different ways that we can support you through technology and innovation. So that's our next generation hub, opening doors really for students to be able to start to gain some valuable experience and, most importantly, make some real money while doing so. But we'll get right to the point. Just transitioning and speaking a little bit specifically about University Canada West and what makes us unique. You guys know that we offer scholarships and everything else, but there are other things that make us pretty cool. We have flexible intakes. So as opposed to just 3 semesters, we have 4 intakes year round. January, April, July, and October. So what that allows you to do for those students who are motivated to complete their degree faster, or maybe take on an internship and not have it affect their degree program in terms of completion time, they can do that. They have that flexibility. It provide added flexibility for you to be able to, go at your own speed, at your own pace, and make things work how they need to for you. I mentioned financial support. So as I mentioned, up to $41,000 in tuition fees through scholarships or grants. So that's what we're going to be covering. So some of our scholarships are $4 grand, some are $10 grand, some of them is a full ride, depending on your academic background. Proven employability. So I mentioned why we have such high employability among our students, but also in recent survey among MBA graduates, we found that students who participated in our survey, 100% of them were able to find employment within 6 months after graduating. So, I mean, we're all going to university to advance our career, to create more opportunities, open up more doors. So it's very reassuring to know that, right out of school, our students are finding jobs right away. And we have experienced faculty. So many of our faculty members are former directors, AVPs, business owners. So what that means is that you're not only getting the theoretical, understanding of business, but you're also going to be able to tap into their experiences and gain from their insight valuable real world experience, right? So that's another reason why our students are coming out the gate ready and set for success. We also have smaller class sizes. So similar to UHV, small class sizes that create a more intimate learning environment, right? You're able to participate in those group discussions and able to go into more depths with those discussions as well versus being in a big lecture hall. So we're excited to reopen our campus and we can't wait to share it with you guys. We're in the prime location. So both of our campuses are located in the heart of downtown Vancouver. I actually have a campus tour video that I'm going to share with you guys a little bit later. That's going to show you exactly how beautiful the facility is. And once we reopen, it's going to be a really good time. Vancouver, if you guys haven't been to Vancouver yet, it is an absolutely beautiful city to be in. This here is a snapshot of the downtown area, not too far from our campus. And actually, I was hanging out in this area last night. It is absolutely beautiful. It looks even better in person than it does in this photo. But not only is it a beautiful city, but there's some things that are making us one of the best cities to be in right now. Vancouver has recently been ranked #1 in North America for high-tech job growth. So for those of you who are thinking about going into the tech industry, those of you who have any kind of startup ideas, specifically in innovation and tech, this is the place to be in North America, at least. And Canada is certainly the place to be. You know why? It's the #1 work destination in the world, right? So that means there's no shortage of jobs. And this is a recent ranking in 2021 as well. So this is all things considered, the pandemic, layoffs, everything considered, still #1. And speaking of the pandemic, #1 for best country in the world, as well as #1 for quality of life, and top 10 city for healthy living. So some very important things when you're thinking about coming to a country and having a peace of mind to be able to be yourself, express yourself, enjoy life. Maybe some of you want to move here with your children, a place where your children are going to have equal access to opportunities. If you want to move here with your partner will be able to qualify for a work permit and can work while you're studying. So both of you guys can be working and have dual income supporting your household, or uh, your partner can just be working and supporting you. But either way, lots of flexibility, lots of convenience, and it's just very reassuring to know that we are ranked so highly amongst all the nations around the world. And as I mentioned, these are all new rankings, 2020 and 2021. And just here's a snapshot of some of the things you can do in Canada, especially here in Vancouver. We don't get any snow here in Vancouver. Actually, we got snow one day. It was light snow, but really we don't get much snow here in Vancouver at all. It rains from time to time. But if you head just north of us, there's some really nice ski resorts and destinations. So if you're into skiing, snowboarding, things like that, we do have something for you here in beautiful BC. In fact, I've gone snowboarding. It is pretty cool. It's cold, and the next day, your body hurts a little bit from falling so much, especially if you suck like me. But it is pretty cool, and we do have something for everyone. Maybe you're like myself, though. You just want to hang out on the beach like I was doing yesterday. There's nothing wrong with that. We have nice beaches here. We have nice lakes here. Oh my goodness. So if you're into kayaking, paddleboarding, any of those things, you can just take off and find a nice nearby lake in any direction. But if you're into mountain biking or just hiking, there's something for you. And again, this is just a short list of different things. Here's a little map of the downtown area. As you can see, close to shopping, close to the airport, close to the beach. Everything is there in the downtown core of Vancouver. And you'll see that both of our campuses are located pretty close to each other. Our West Pender campus, this is a little bit of what it looks like there. And then, as I mentioned, we have our brand new Vancouver House campus. You can see a bit of the campus on the photo there in the background. State-of-the-art facility and iconic architecture as well. Here's a little bit of what the inside of the campus looks like. You can see the computer lab and the study areas and the classrooms there, as well as the outside of the campus. But I'm pretty sure you guys want to see more than that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share with you guys an exclusive sneak preview of our brand new Vancouver House campus set to reopen this fall semester.
Hey everyone, my name is Nina and this is Vince. We are part of UCW's student recruitment team. Welcome to our brand new Vancouver House campus.
We're standing in the heart of downtown Vancouver. Vancouver House is the core of a new waterfront neighborhood called the Beach District. Just steps away from parks, beaches, and Vancouver seawall, the world's longest uninterrupted waterfront path. Today, you'll get to see the unique architecture of Vancouver House, our student spaces, classrooms, and more. At 90,000 square feet, our campus can accommodate more than 3,400 students. Now let's head inside and take a closer look.
Before we go any further, let's make sure we complete our mandatory health check.
All right, let's go. We're now on the second floor. Welcome to our Student Hub, where our admissions team, student affairs, and finance teams will be able to answer your questions as soon as our campus reopens. All of these services are currently available online.
Let's continue our tour then. Let's head to the third floor. On the third floor, you'll find many modern, bright, and spacious classrooms. All of our classrooms are currently configured to ensure physical distancing and a safe environment for our students and faculty.
We're now entering one of my favorite areas in the whole campus, our student lounge. Right here, you'll find our academic advisors who can help you with any questions about your courses and your degree program. The student lounge area is the perfect space for you to have your lunch, work on your assignments, or just relax during your breaks. Speaking of relaxing, did you know that all the furniture throughout campus is manufactured in Canada?
Oh, really?
You bet.
Check out our study pods. These pods are located throughout the campus, and you can even book them for your group projects.
Okay, I think we should head up to the fourth floor.
You take the elevator?
Nah, I got a better idea. Our fourth floor features additional classrooms and 2 brand new computer labs. This is a great place to get some real work done.
From here, you can access my favorite part of the campus, our Innovation Hub. Follow me. Here at UCW, we bring innovation to the forefront of everything we do. This part of our campus will provide physical space for Innovation Hub and its initiatives. This is where local businesses and UCW communities meet.
This is also where you can get one of the best views of our other building. Our campus was designed by iconic architect Bjarke Ingels and is one of the highest profile developments in Vancouver's recent history. CNN described Vancouver House as one of the most anticipated buildings set to shape the world. Since then, it has captured the world's imagination and has won a number of design awards. Let's go check out the other building. On our campus, you'll find a number of essential amenities, such as grocery stores, a bank, pharmacy, cafes, and restaurants. You can head outside and take a nice stroll, or you can grab a bite someplace close.
Thank you so much for joining us on our campus tour today.
We can't wait to welcome you to our wonderful UCW community and meet you all in person as soon as it's safe to do so, right here on our Vancouver House campus. Stay safe. That's way too much.
Can you tell?
All right, folks, that's all I got. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope you found the presentation helpful, informative. And if you guys do have questions, we are going to stick around to take those questions and answer as many as we can. But again, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about how to finance your education, as well as learning more about both of our universities. And also congratulations to your commitment on your education. just taking the time to be here to learn more and participate in the fair. So again, if you guys do have questions, let us know.
Sorry, just for the question period, we do have to wrap up because we're
Okay.
10 minutes behind.
Okay.
But the next session is going to start momentarily. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Vince and Sharon in their booths. They'll be here
Yes,
all day or
I'm
for the next
here.
couple hours.
Yes, reach out to me. I want to hear from you guys.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for presenting.
Thank you
Thanks for
so much.
participating. Bye.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Martha.
Bye-bye. Thank you for having us.